And this prophecy reads, and it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, where the Yahweh thy Elohim have driven thee, and shalt return unto Yahweh thy Elohim, and shalt obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, all thy heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy Elohim will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations where the Yahweh thy Elohim have scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will Yahweh thy Elohim gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And Yahweh thy Elohim will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. And Yahweh thy Elohim will circumcise thine heart and the heart of thy seed, to love Yahweh thy Elohim with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. And Yahweh thy Elohim will put all these curses upon thine enemy, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, and do all his commandments which I command thee this day. And Yahweh thy Elohim will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land, for good. For Yahweh will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy father, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy Elohim, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law. And if thou turn unto Yahweh thy Elohim with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Praise the Most High Yah. That was Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 1 through 10. Now we turn to Isaiah, the prophet Yeshaya. Isaiah chapter 58. Isaiah chapter 58. And we're looking at verses 12, 13, and 14 of Isaiah chapter 58. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh honorable, and shalt honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yahweh, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of Yahweh have spoken. That was Isaiah 58, verses 12, 13, and 14. Now we turn to the book of Acts, and we're looking at Acts of the Apostles from chapter 13 of Acts of the Apostles, from verse 38 to verse 44. Acts of the Apostles, chapter 13, from verses 38 to 44. And the epistle reads, Be it known unto you, therefore, men and brethren, that through this man is preached unto you the forgiveness of sins. And by him all that believe are justified from all things from which ye could not be justified by the law of Moses. Beware, therefore, lest that come upon you which is spoken of in the prophets. Behold, ye despisers, and wonder and perish. For I work a work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you. And when the Yahudim were gone out of the synagogue, the Gentiles besought that these words might be preached to them the next Sabbath. Now, when the congregation was broken up, many of the Yahudim and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who, speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of Yahweh, And the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of Yahweh. That was Acts chapter 13, verses 38 to 44. Now we turn to another epistle, the epistle that was addressed to the Hebrew assembly. The epistle that was addressed to the Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 8, verses 6 through 12. Hebrews chapter 8, verses 6 through 12. Hebrews 8, 6 through 12. But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Yashar and with the house of Yavadah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith Yahweh. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Yashar after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a most high, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know Yahweh, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. That was Hebrews chapter 8, verses 6 through 12. Hebrews 8, verses 6 through 12. Praise the Most High. Now we turn to the book of Revelation, the revelation of the Mashiach Yahushua. The book of Revelation, Revelation chapter 14, verses 6, 7, and 12. Revelation chapter 14, verses 6, 7, and 12. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear Yahweh and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. Verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahushua. That is Revelation 14, verses 6, 7, and 12. Now, Revelation chapter 11 in the seventh trumpet. Revelation chapter 11 from verse 15 to verse 19. Revelation chapter 11, verses 15 to 19. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Elohim and of his Messiah, and he shall reign forever and ever. And the 24 elders, which sat before Yahweh on their seats, fell upon their faces and worshipped Yahweh, saying, We give thee thanks, O Yahweh al Shaddai, which art and wast and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and his reign. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And the temple of Yahweh was opened in heaven, and there was seen in his temple the ark of his covenant. And there were lightnings and voices and thunderings and an earthquake and great hail. Revelation chapter 11, verses 15 to 19. And last but not least, we return to the prophet Yeshaya. And we go to the last division of the prophet Yeshaya, Isaiah chapter 66. Isaiah 66, verses 22 to 24. Isaiah 66, verses 22 to 24. Prophecy reads, "For as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, saith Yahweh, so shall your seed and your name remain. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith Yahweh. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh." Thus ends the reading of the morning scriptures. Praise the Most High for his word. So we are continuing to go into the word of the Most High, and we are studying the book of the law. These be the words. The book of the covenant, the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, we are in chapter 32. We were looking last night at the beginning of chapter 32, and we praised the Most High. We saw how Moses was given this song as a witness, and he gave it, and he gave it to the Lawayim, the Levites, and told them to put it in the ark, next to the ark actually, with the covenant, because the covenant is called the tabernacle of witness. The covenant, the ark of the covenant, is called the tabernacle of witness. And so he said, take these words also, and let it be a witness against the children of Israel. Let him put this in the tabernacle of witness to be a witness against the children of Israel as to what is going to befall them in the latter days. Yes, in the latter days. Because, brothers and sisters, the Most High was showing us beforehand, he was showing us what was going to be our history. He was showing us what will befall us in the last days. And here we are. We were mentioning, here we are, 4,000 years later. 4,000 years later, here we are. Here we are. The Most High is waking us up. He's waking us up as to who we are. He's waking us up as to who we are. You know, my wife pointed out something this morning in her studies, and I want to share it with you because it is powerful. We praise the Most High. Notice what it says in the book of Jeremiah, Jeremiah chapter 23. Jeremiah chapter 23. I want to show you something from Jeremiah chapter 23. There is in Jeremiah 23 a very powerful witness to the Messiah, and to the last days also. It's to our time. It's where we live. See, brothers and sisters, one of the things you will discover is that the prophecies of the old, so-called Old Testament, those prophets were prophesying about things that happened back in the day during the days of our fathers' sojourn in the land. But they're also prophesying about the 144,000 and about our day. It's always dual. We don't have this. See, if it was just words that had to do with things that happened 2, 3, 4,000 years ago, then we would not have a book. It would not call them prophets. We'd be calling it a history book, wouldn't we? Because it'd be just talking about ancient history, right? But it's more than ancient history. It is prophecy. And prophecy goes all the way to the end. And at the end, we're dealing with us, because that's where we live. We live at the end, brothers and sisters. We live at the end of Earth's history as a sinful planet. The end of Earth's history as a sinful planet. And I want to share with you this thing. I want to start Jeremiah chapter 23. I'm going to read from verse 1. Read from verse 1. And I'm going to read down to verse 8, where the emphasis is on verse 8. Notice what it says here. Woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yahweh. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, Most High of Yasha'ah, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock, and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith Yahweh. And I will gather the remnant of my flock, out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yahweh. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called, Yahweh Sadak, or Yahweh our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that they shall no more say, Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Here's verse 8. But Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all the countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. See, this is where we at today. His people are scattered throughout all the earth. His people aren't no institution, no denominational Christian church. His people are scattered throughout all the earth. And one of the great promises is through Messiah. Messiah is called Yahweh, our righteousness. Why is Messiah called that? Because it's the same reason he's called Yah with us. It's not that he's the Father, but again, he is the representation and flesh of the Father's perfect righteousness. Yahweh, our righteousness. And not only that, he said, but Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed. That's us. See? We're the seed of the house of Israel. And the key thing here that I wanted to share with you is this phrase where he says, he led up the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all the countries whither I had driven them. Remember, we're scattered all over Europe, but he mentions the north country first. Why does he mention the north country? Well, first, we know that the powers of the children of Japhet come out of the north. Isn't that right? Don't the Caucasian man, doesn't he come out of the north? Yes, he does come out of the north. So he talked about the north country first, because it is all of the Caucasian men. And this is the thing, brothers and sisters, in the last 2,000 years between Greece and Rome, which we've been dealing with for 2,000 years now, they come out of the north. So that's why the children of Israel are oppressed and scattered by the people that come out of the north. But not only that, my wife looked up in the Hebrew the word north country, the phrase north country. And you know what she found? Look that up. You know what she found when she looked up the word north country? She found that it also means, aside from people from a direction, it means, check it out. Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Check this out. It means hidden one, properly hidden one, properly hidden one. Hidden one. Like, in other words, his people are scattered and hidden among the nations. Hidden. Why are we hidden among the nations? Because they put us on the back burner. They want to destroy us. We the last hired in the first fire. We the lowest of the totem pole. And the Most High calls us his hidden ones. How do I know? Notice again, Psalm 83. Psalm 83. Psalm 83. We're going to read from verse 1 of Psalm 83 down to verse 4, from verse 1 to verse 4 of Psalm 83. Notice what it says. Keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against who? Thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yahshua be no more in remembrance. Isn't that what they're doing? They're trying to cut off the hidden ones, who are the Most High chosen people. We are the hidden ones, scattered throughout the earth, hidden among the nations. And he's going to call forth Messiah, the Bible says, our righteousness, And through him, he's going to gather together his people that have been scattered or hidden in all the nations of the earth. Praise the Most High Yah. So now, in Deuteronomy chapter 32, Moses is going to explain to the people our future and what's going to come upon us and how we're going to be delivered as well. And notice again, we read last night, the witness, he said in chapter 31, he said, take this book of the law, which is the book of Deuteronomy, and put it in the Ark of the Covenant, in the side of the Ark of the Covenant. See, apparently they must have made a special compartment on the side of the Ark to put this law there. See, now check it out. You got prophets from Noah to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You got prophets from Jeremiah, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Zephaniah, Zechariah, Hosea. You got New Testament prophets, Kapha, Yachanan, Paul, and of all the prophets, okay, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses is told to write this book of the law and include this with the covenant that the Most High wrote with his own hand. That the Most High wrote with his own hand. Include this book of Deuteronomy, this book of the law, with the covenant, with the Ark of the Covenant. Praise the Most High Yah. So he said, and the covenant, remember, he said it's called the tabernacle of witness. And take these two tables of witness, and the word testimony is witness as well. Okay, so take these two tables of testimony or tables of witness and put this here, this book of the law, in there with them. And let's again, I want to start off today reading chapter 31 again, the end of chapter 31, before we go into where we left off in chapter 32. Notice again, chapter 31, going to read from verse 24, down to verse 30, Deuteronomy 31 from verse 24 to verse 30. Notice what he said here. And it came to pass, when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book, until they were finished, that Moses commanded the Lawayim, which bear the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, saying, take this book of the law and put it in the side of the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, your Most High, that it may be there for a witness against thee. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against Yahweh. How much more after my death? Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them. For I know that after my death, you will utterly corrupt yourselves and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of Yahweh, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Yasha'al the words of this song until they were ended. You see, he said, I'm gonna put this with the ark of the covenant, with the two tables of witness, put this in the side of the ark to be a witness also. And brothers and sisters, this book of Deuteronomy is the book of the awakening. Chapter 28 is the chapter of the awakening. Chapter 30 is prophesying of us being awakened. Amen. Here we are. And so here we are 4,000 years later, being awakened by this very book. Praise the Most High Yah. Here we are 4,000 years later, being awakened by this very book. Okay? It's not, and listen, all scripture, the Bible says, is given by inspiration of the Most High. That is from Genesis to Revelation. That includes Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. That includes Acts, Romans, 1st, 2nd Corinthians, 1st, 2nd Thessalonians. It includes the whole New Testament. But nothing in the New Testament will awaken you until you understand the book of Deuteronomy. It won't awaken you it'll get you to understand there's a Messiah, which is utmost important, but you won't know the whole deal as a Hebrew until you read Deuteronomy. When you look at Deuteronomy, you start to understand who you are, and even just as important, how you got here. How you got here in the situation that you were in. And you think it's because of your black skin they hate you? No, It's not because of your black skin they hate you. It's because of your black skin they can mark who you are. No, there's Hamites that got black skin. It ain't about that. It's because of who you are. You're a Hebrew. You're a Hebrew. That's why you're a Hebrew of the nation of Israel. And you know what? And Asatan knows who you are. Consult against his hidden ones. Make a tumult. Wipe them from the earth so that they be no more in remembrance. But the Most High said, I'm gonna bring you from the hidden. I'm gonna bring you from among the hidden ones. I'm gonna bring you out. See, that's the message of the 144,000 in Revelation 18. Come out of her, my people. You hidden ones, come out from her, my people. You hidden ones. Y'all that are hidden all over the earth and scattered in the nations, come out. Come out from among them. Be ye separate, that bear the vessels of the Most High Yah. Be ye separate. Be ye separate. So now he tells Moses, take this song that I'm inspiring you to write with my spirit and put it in the side of the ark. And here we read in the song. And last night we stopped off where we stopped off was verse 9. I'm going to read today. We're going to start at verse 8 and read now from verse 8 down to verse 10. We're going to take our time on this stuff because, brothers and sisters, this is talking about who we are and how we got here. This is talking about who we are and how we got here. And just for y'all that are grafted in, now y'all understand who we are and how we got here. You understand, y'all that are grafted in from among the children of your Yefet. You, just because you among the children of your Yefet don't mean you can't be saved. That don't mean, I don't care what some of these camps are telling you. You could be saved. You could be grafted into the nation. Praise the Most High Yah. You could be grafted in, but you got to understand where you come from, where your fathers come from, and what they did to us. What did they do to us? They put their hands on the Most High's chosen. Huh? They put their hands on the Most High's chosen. Okay? They set up a power structure. And they set up a privileged society for themselves on the backs of the Most High's chosen. And as long as you acknowledge that and repent of your sin, praise the Most High, he can cause you to be among his people. But you know what? His people in this earth, they're not going to have anything. See? Only rich black people on the earth, by and large, are entertainers. By and large, are entertainers. Entertainers. You know why? Because the people that have money get entertained by watching you jump and run, sing, dance, rap. But most of us running and jumping and singing and dancing and rapping for our survival. See, that's what we're doing, right? I mean, back in the day when the brothers was like Nat King Cole would sing, he was singing for his survival. The Caucasian man was paying to listen to him because it was so sweet what that boy would come out of his mouth with. But he was singing for his survival and they were paying for their entertainment. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Huh? Think about athletes today. LeBron James. LeBron James grew up in a single parent home in the hood. And if it wasn't for basketball, that Negro might be in jail or dead right now. Because he's so big, he might have scared some of these Caucasian cops with their guns and they might have just shot him because his look would have threatened their life, right? But no, now this brother's playing basketball for his survival and for the family that grew up in the hood. But it's for the entertainment of the millions, right? That's how it is, isn't it? Huh? But that's all right. That's all right. The Most High promises in his word. He is going to gather his people that are the hidden ones. Those of y'all understand, most of us that are the hidden ones are poor. We don't have nothing on this earth. We struggle for a job. And when we got a job, we get paid less than the privileged ones. Huh? There's the hidden ones and there's the privileged ones. And we get less. We get less than the privileged ones. But that's all right. I'm just trying to let y'all know what y'all signing up for, you brothers and sisters from the sons of Yefet. You ain't signing up for no glory while we on this earth. Your own people, your cousins are going to hate you worse than they hate us. Huh? I mean, that's the way it is. When some Caucasian takes up for a Hebrew, he gets treated worse than the Hebrew. You know, they call you a nigger lover and you get treated worse. That's the way it's going to be. I'm just going to let y'all know. This ain't going to be no walk in the park for y'all. You want to walk in the park? You better go over there to the Disneyland. You better go over there to the white Jesus in the Caucasian church because that's where you're going to get to walk in the park, right? They're going to tell you you're going to skip into heaven. And all you got to do is raise your hand and believe in Jesus. And everybody's going to be saved, right? You lying. They lying to you. They lying dogs, they all. And you know what? The truth is, there's going to be hell to pay. That's the truth about it. Oh, yeah. We're going to get glory. We're going to get glory. Yes, we are. But before we get to that glory, there's going to be hell to pay. Y'all need to understand that. You want to join up with us? Come on. But understand, all I said, let's get on that horse, let's ride together. That's all I'm saying. But what I'm trying to tell you, there's going to be hell to pay. That's all. I'm trying to tell you that, right? We ain't suffer for nothing. And your people, your fathers ain't make us suffer. And ain't going to suffer nothing on themselves. You know what I'm saying? We're going to read more about that later. But look, Deuteronomy chapter 32 from verses 8 through 10. Deuteronomy 32, 8 through 10. Notice what it says, Deuteronomy 32, 8 through 10. And you know, the truth about it is, many of the Caucasian people that join up with the nation, they poor already. Most of them poor already. And they can understand our struggle in that regard because most of them poor. You understand? It's hard to get these middle class ones and these upper class ones to understand what we're saying. But the ones that are poor, you should be thankful you're poor. Be thankful that you can join forces with the chosen people of the Most High Yah. Be thankful for that. Notice, when the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. Wait a minute. Did you see that? Did you see what I just saw? The Most High called Jacob the apple of his eye. He said he led him. He said he alone led him. Jacob wasn't following no church. Jacob wasn't following no institution. Jacob wasn't following a strange God. Jacob was led by the Most High Yah. He was led by the Most High Yah. And you know what? I want to tell you something. The Bible, that's not the only place. That's not the only place that the Most High calls his chosen people that by that phrase where he says, apple of his eye. That's not the only place. Let me show you some other one. Let me show you some other one here. I think it's in Zechariah, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's in Zechariah. I think so. Notice what it says in the book of Zechariah. Oh, yes. You mess with his chosen people, you're messing with the apple of his eye. Wait a minute. It is Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 2. Notice what it says. Zechariah chapter 2. Zechariah 2 from verse 8 through 13. See, people think because he's quiet. The Most High is quiet now. He's only quiet because he's busy. He's doing something. He's doing something. He's very busy right now. Most High is very busy. He's got all his attention on this one thing that he's trying to finish. Right? Like a great artist who you don't hear from for a while. You don't hear from the artist, whether the artist is a singer or a painter. You don't hear, you say, what is it? Did they stop doing their art? No, they working on something. And when they break out with it, you're like, oh, wow, that's what they came out with. Most High is working on something. For thus saith the Most High, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent unto me. Excuse me, let me read this right. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nation, which spoiled you, talking about his chosen people. For he that toucheth you, touches the apple of his eye. For behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants, and ye shall know that I, Yahweh of hosts, have sent me. Ye shall know that Yahweh of hosts have sent me. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for lo, I come, and I will dwell in the midst of thee, saith Yahweh. And many nations shall be joined unto Yahweh in that day, and shall be my people, and I will dwell in the midst of thee. And thou shalt know that Yahweh of hosts have sent me unto thee. And Yahweh shall inherit Judah his portion in the Holy Land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. Be silent, O all flesh, before Yahweh, for he is raised up out of his holy habitation. See, that's what's coming. Right now, brothers and sisters, we the apple of his eye. Though it doesn't appear that way because we being beat down, we getting smacked around. But let me tell you something. As we wake up and come back to the covenant as individuals, he will bless us as individuals. He will take care of the nation He will protect us as we wake up to the covenant. We come into the safety, the ark of safety with him. We won't be getting shot down in the street. No, no, no. It is people that don't know who they are that get shot down in the street. Though they be Hebrew, they don't know who they are. That's why it's important, brothers and sisters, for us as individuals to know who we are and to tell the people in our sphere who we are when they ask, right? Who we are and why we are, okay? And what's coming. Because, brothers and sisters, we are in the ark of protection when he is protecting us. Some of us going to die. Well, all of them going to die. You know, brothers and sisters, he said we are the apple of his eye, and many nations going to come. That's right. Praise the Most High Yah. That's right. Compared with the hidden ones. We are the hidden ones. You see, it all ties together, doesn't it? Wait. Let's tie it together a minute, okay? Let's tie it together. You got the Most High, right? He calls the covenant his word, right? The covenant is literally his word. Why do I say that? Because he spoke it so that the people heard it. He didn't even let them see him. He let them hear his word. And then he took his own hand and he wrote it on 2 tables of stone as a witness. Moses didn't write it first. He wrote it himself. That is his word as his witness. Wait a minute. Then he sent his son, Mashiach Yahushua. He sent his son, Mashiach Yahushua, right? As the living word to represent him as his ultimate witness. Huh? They put him to death. Our fathers put him to death with the Gentiles. Put him to death, right? And now here we are at the end. And he's awakening us with his word, both his written word and his word made flesh. And he wants us to become part of his word. He wants us to be made one with his word so that we are also part of the written word made flesh. And the spirit of the Most High, his perfect righteousness that announced the word, that brought forth the word, will live in us. Isn't it all powerful as it ties together, brothers and sisters? And he's going to bring us out as his word. Praise the Most High Yah. And it is set apart. It is holy, his word. And we'll be set apart and holy as his word. Praise the Most High Yah. It's deep, brothers and sisters, and it goes much deeper than even I just said. Much deeper than that. Praise the Most High Yah. So look, he found him in the desert land, in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him as the apple of his eye. He blessed Jacob. He blessed Jacob's 12 children. Jacob's 12 children became the nation. The nation of Israel became scattered because of their disobedience to his word. Now he's calling us back to his word. This book of the law, these be the words in the name of the Messiah, who is the word made flesh. Praise the Most High Yah. By the blood of the Messiah, who is the word made flesh. We get justification by faith. We get cleansed from all our sin so that we can receive of the Most High Yah his perfect righteousness. And we can be obedient again to what? His word. Amen. Praise the Most High. Let's again continue in his word. Deuteronomy chapter 32. Let's look now from verse 11 down to verse 15. From verse 11 down to verse 15. Notice what it says in his word. As an eagle stirreth up her nest and fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them and beareth them on her wings, so Yahweh alone did lead him. There was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the field, and made him to suck honey out of the rock, and oil out of the flinty rock, butter and kine and milk of sheep, with fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats of the fat of kidneys of wheat. Thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape, but Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Let's stop right there. Jeshurun You know what that is? Jeshurun. Jeshurun, brothers and sisters, is of the same Hebrew root that Yashar is. If you look up Jeshurun, you will find 34, I think it's 3486. Let me just double check that. I think it's 3486 in the Hebrew, but it's this, the root word of Jeshurun is the same root word of Israel. It's Yashar. Yashar, let's take a look at that. 34, let me look at it here. 34, let me find it for you. 34, it's 3484. That's Jeshurun. It means upright. 3484 in your Hebrew concordance. It means upright. And the beginning of that word, Yashar, is the word that's found down there in 3475, the right, Yashar, or 3474, to be straight or even, to be right, to be pleasant, prosperous. That's Yashar, which is the root of Yashar al, which is what you call the children of Israel. Yashar al, praise the Most High. To be right with the Most High is Yashar al. You got me? Praise the Most High. Yashar al. That's who we are. See, Yashar al is 3479. They're all in the same neighborhood. Yashar, Yashar al, Yashar Rawan, which means to be right, the upright one. To be right with the Most High is Yashar al. See, because Jacob thought that he was all messed up. The Most High was going to destroy him because of the foolishness and the wickedness he did against his brother and deceiving his own father. He thought he was finished. So he repented of his sin in sincerity. But now he needed that assurance. So the Most High said, I'm changing your name from Jacob to Yashar al, which means right. You're even. You and I are good, brother. Don't worry. You and I are good. You right with the Most High. Yashar al. That's what it means. That's what the nation of Israel means. Yashar al. So they try to do away with the hidden ones that are part of the children of the Most High, who are right with the Most High. See, we might be wrong with him, but you see, brothers and sisters, as a nation of people, the nation of Yashar al, or Israel, the nation is an object lesson. There, we are an object lesson. We are a sign. You say, how are we a sign? We are a sign of the salvation of the Most High, because we are wrong. We have wronged him. You see, we got fat and we started messing up and we started worshiping other gods, and he still tells us 4,000 years later, you're going to come back. You're going to come back. I'm going to bring you back. And through us, he shows all the nations. This is how I treat my chosen. I can bring them back. See, I can bring them back from the depths of hell. I can bring them back. I can bring them back. They sinned against me. They worshiped other gods. They disrespected me. But I'm going to have them worshiping me again. I'm going to bring them back from the grave. I'm going to bring them back from the valley of dry bones. I'm going to bring them back from being the hidden ones scattered among you sons of Yafet. I'm going to bring them back from being the hidden ones scattered among you sons of Ham. I'm going to bring them back. And I'm going to show you my salvation. See? I'm going to show you my salvation. That's what he's doing. That's why we are his chosen people. He's through us. He's showing the world what his salvation is like. How he gonna bring back a lost and brothers and sisters. When it says we hidden ones, right? We hidden ones. And you gonna read in this very chapter of Deuteronomy 32, we forget who we are. I mean, we got so brainwashed, we didn't even know who we are. That's why there's an awakening necessary. We didn't even know who we are. We didn't know how we got here. I mean, what did they teach you in school? The first thing you learn about the so-called African American is that he was enslaved. You don't know anything else about him prior to that. And then they take all the African countries and they throw them as because all y'all niggas anyway. So they make all the African countries as if all of us are the same. All African nations are not the same. All the peoples are not the same. That's like us saying, Irish and German and Italian, all y'all the same. All y'all white people and all y'all the same. Y'all don't want us to say that to y'all, right? They don't want us telling y'all that. Y'all Italian, y'all Russian, no matter. Y'all all white people. Y'all all the same. Y'all kill each other in wars. Just white on white crime. Y'all don't want us saying that. But you try to justify us and saying all y'all brothers sold each other into slavery in Africa. We're not all the same people, man. There's Hamites and there's Israelites. There's Hamites and there's Semites. You understand? We're not the same people. We all different. Now, all of us over here that brought on slave ships, we the same people. Oh, yes, we are. We're the same people. All of us brought over here, we from different tribes, but all of us are the nation of Israel, from the tribe of the nation, the 12 tribes. From the southern kingdom, most of us come to the United States. We come from the southern kingdom. Okay, but them Indians that was already here, they come from the northern kingdom, and they was a people of color also before they got all intermingled and stuff. So hey, we still from the 12 tribes, all of us that are here. Yeah, there you go. They don't even talk about slavery. But see, the first only history they give us, if they give us any, is that we were slaves. I remember reading about it in the 4th grade. And the only thing they talked about as far as black people was Nat Turner. And they made him to be some evil man. That's it. That's all I got. Nat Turner with a knife in his hand, a cartoon picture of a knife in his hand attacking a white man. That's the only history I got of myself. If it was up to them. And that was in New York State. Supposed to be a northern place, right? It don't matter. See, we the hidden ones, brothers and sisters. We the hidden ones. But the Most High chose us from Jacob. From before that, he chose us from Abraham, our father, the chosen people. Praise the Most High, Yah. And through us, we are the object lessons. We are the object lessons of the earth, of salvation. And just as we have been humbled and brought low, they had our fathers on blocks, wooden blocks, standing up with chains around their neck. They make them jump up and down and see how athletic they are and how much they can work. They look at their back to see if they got stripes on it, because they got stripes on their back. That means they must be a rebellious slave. They look at the woman to see how big breasts are, how much they can produce children for the massa. See, brothers and sisters, how they treat us. We were brought low. And now brothers running in their backyard with a cell phone and getting shot 20 times. Brother coming out of the store looking for some chips and he's mad, and the cop sees him angry and says, "You mad? Boom, boom, boom. Here's some bullets for your anger." Huh? That's St. Louis, Missouri. That's out there in Missouri. Brother trying to sell some loose cigarettes, make a couple of cents. Here, we strangle you to death. Brother trying to sell some tapes, some bootleg tapes outside of a convenience store. They wrestle him to the ground. Once they get into the ground, take out their gun and shoot him in the back. That's all we got, brothers and sisters. Brother pulled over to the side of the road to read a book. Tells the cop, "I got a gun in the back." Boom, they kill him. He telling the cop, "I'm carrying." Boom, they kill him. All that's in this generation. See, they still got us low. That's okay. The Most High is trying to get us to understand who we are and to understand why these things are happening. And stop trying to march on government. Stop trying to carry placards. Stop, Black Lives Matter and all that. No, man, brothers and sisters, they're not going to help us. They're not going to help us. Black Lives Matter ain't stopping us from getting shot in the street. Black Lives Matter was started by a bunch of lesbian women. Did you know that? A bunch of lesbian women started Black Lives Matter. Do you know that? You want to be with a bunch of lesbian women because they black? Come on now. That's how we got in this mess in the first place. You need to stop that, man. We need to go back to the word, and we need to wake up to the covenant of the Most High Yah. When we wake up to the covenant of the Most High Yah, that's when he's going to stop all this, man. See? Ain't no bullet can get past the angel of the Most High. When the angel of the Most High is around you, he'll catch the bullet. He won't even need to catch it. He could just direct it with his mouth, move the other way, and it'll do that. Okay? Can't no bullet, can't no bomb, can't nothing overcome the angel of the Most High, much less the Most High himself. So brothers and sisters, what we need to do is turn back to his covenant. Turn back to the covenant our fathers despised. Turn back to where we come from. That's where we come from. And you sons of Yafet, you daughters of Yafet, praise the Most High. If you poor and you grew up in trailer parks and you grew up around a bunch of us, be happy. You should be happy because we are the chosen people. And he's chosen you. Because brothers and sisters, when they start to pour this money on you, when they start to pour these dead presidents on you, people that get all this money thinking they gods, man. And they thinking they higher than everybody else because they got all kind of money, you see. No, brothers and sisters, money's not going to save them soon. It's not going to help them. The Bible shows us money's not going to help them. They're going to be casting their stuff in the street, not going to be able to help them. Okay? All the credit in the world won't help you. All the plastic cars won't help you. The whole thing is going down, brothers and sisters. All he's looking for, very simply, is the awakening of his people. That's all. The awakening of his people. When his people awaken, it's on. See, I told you a few minutes ago, the Most High appears quiet because he's working on something. See, he's like a great artist. He's working on something. He's quiet. You say, what is he doing? What's going on? Why is he? He's working on something. What is he working on? He's working on 144,000 right now. That's what he's working on. And when he's finished with them, when they're finished, you're going to see him awaken. The Bible says he's going to awaken as a drunken man out of his sleep. He's going to awaken with anger and indignation. And when he wake up, it's going to be on. See, let them devils do what they want to do. Let them go ahead and think they're doing. They're controlling most people's minds. They're doing that. It's mind control on a mass scale. No question about it. All these fake religions and these fake politicians and these fake governments. Brothers and sisters, it's all fake. And it's all going to go down. It's going to go down hard, brothers and sisters. We need to get back to the Most High. We need to get back to his law. We need to become his hidden ones and understand who we are and how we got here. Praise the Most High. Don't worry about going to no church. Don't worry about, I know you want some fellowship. It's okay. Yeah, I want fellowship too. But you know what I want more? You know what I want more than fellowship? I want truth. I want truth. And I want the glory of the Most High alone. See? Forget all that other stuff. It's ready to go down. And we need to be prepared. Praise the Most High. See? So it was him alone. Jeshurun means upright. But the upright ones waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook the Most High, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. That's what happened to our fathers. We went into the land. Most High led us there. We had some brothers that were the children of those that originally rebelled against him. They were children 40 years later, entered into the land and destroyed all them heathen, left a few of them around. Against the better judgment of the Most High, left a few of them around, but came in there and destroyed them heathen by and large, leaving none of them, took the land. Then they started getting blessed. Then here come David, and the Most High blessed David on all sides. That brother had the sword in his hand, and he was going off now. David was a bad man, and he was going off, and until it was quiet on all sides. Nobody could say anything to David. They was all scared of that brother. Then he brought forth Solomon, his son, and made him Solomon. Shalaman means a man of peace. Shalaman, he was a man of peace because he had peace on all sides. Most High blessed him. Then he started acting the fool. Had 700 wives, 700 wives, and 300 concubines. And they started, and it wasn't just the amount of the wives that was foolishness. This book of the law tells us that the king should not multiply, that when they get a king, he shouldn't multiply wives unto himself. The Bible indicates that a man shouldn't have more than two. Really shouldn't have more than two, right? In the Bible even. Most of the brothers in the Bible had two, and they had some concubines. But man shouldn't have more than two because he asking for trouble. He asking for trouble right there. So here comes Solomon with 700 wives and 300 concubines, and he worshiping all these different gods. That was the worst part about it. Wasn't the number of women he had, that was bad enough. But to have all these women worshiping all these different gods, and you worshiping different gods with them. You see, brothers and sisters, we talked about this before, but I'll mention it again. It's not the color of the Caucasian woman's skin that a black man needs to be scared of. It's the culture she's been brought up in that you need to be scared of. You understand? It's not the color of her skin that the problem is. It's the culture she's been brought up in. She's been brought up in a culture that teaches her that she's the mother of the chosen one. She's been brought up in a culture that teaches her that she's entitled to whatever she wants in this country. And if she raises her voice and says, this black man harmed me, your life is in danger. That's how she's been raised. Okay, that's the problem. It's not the color of her skin that's the problem. But you see, just like us, the color of our skin indicates who we are. The color of their skin indicates, at least on the surface, what culture they've been raised in. But it's not necessarily true that all the Caucasian women have been raised in that culture, nor is it necessarily true that they all accept that culture. But most of them do. That's the truth about it. Most of them do. Okay, I got a good friend of mine, one of my very best friends. He's married to a Caucasian woman. And you know what I know about him? I've learned from him. What did I learn? See, this Caucasian woman married this brother. This brother was so poor. They lived in an apartment, right? For a whole year with no electricity because they couldn't pay the bill. And she stayed with him. She stayed with him. They lived in an apartment for a whole year because they couldn't pay the bill, and she stayed with him. They drove a car. I'm not lying. They drove a car where they had to have a rope to tie the radiator, to tie the radiator to keep it from falling out the car. They used a rope to tie the radiator to keep it from falling out the car. The car, they had to keep the lights in place and the radiator, all that. She stuck with him. Okay, she stuck with him. He started businesses and failed. She stuck with him. This Caucasian woman stuck with him. Okay, she stuck beside him regardless. Regardless. His brother was on the balls of his behind. She stuck with him. Okay, so but you know what? Of all the thousands of Caucasian women that I have met in my whole life, that's the only one I met like that. That's the only one. That's the only one. The Bible says, one among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found. Listen, they're rare. They're rare. See, I don't want y'all brothers thinking y'all can go running out and just chase every Caucasian woman you see. That's not the case. Most of the time, you're going to be in trouble. Okay? But that's not to say they're all in the same boat. Okay? That's not to say they're all in the same boat, because they're not. Okay? But that one is rare. That's a rare situation. See, now, a woman that was raised as a so-called black woman in this society, a lot of them that go through the hell that they got to go through in single parenting because their man is either dead or in jail, right? Well, because these women, they'll stick by you. They'll stick by you because they used to riding rough. They'll stick by you. Okay? Now you're gonna find some of the bourgeois ones that's gonna act stupid anyway. Right? There's some bourgeois ones out here that are gonna act stupid, right? But mostly they know how to rough ride. They know what it's about to ride rough. So they'll stick with you. They'll stick with you through everything because they've been through everything. You understand? But see, the culture of the Caucasian women in the United States of America and in Europe, they are different. They're raised in the culture of privilege. They're raised in the culture of entitlement, where they can get away with stuff that we can't get away with. Okay, so that's the truth about it. Okay, so that's why you got to be careful about what you're dealing with. You got to return to the Most High Yah. Return to Yah and say, that's why I say, you sons of Yafet, you daughters of Yafet, you want to come on? You come on, but you in for a rough ride. I'm gonna tell you right now, you in for a rough ride. It's not gonna be no easy ride for you. There's no easy walking in the shoes of the Hebrew. There's no easy walk at all. You need to understand that. Okay, you need to understand that. But we are the chosen people of the Most High Yah. There's no question about it. And Jeshurun means upright, the ones that's upright with the Most High. And he's going to make us the nation back again. Yasha'ah. He said the new covenant, right? The new covenant is not with no Gentiles. I don't know where these Gentiles get these new covenant churches they talking about. But that's a whole religion. They worshiping the whole Christianity, white Jesus that they've been. But the Bible says the covenant is with the nation of Israel and the nation of Judah. That's who the covenant with. His chosen people. See, Judah means praise to the Most High. And Yasha'al means right with the Most High. So are people that praise the Most High and are right with the Most High. That's who the covenant is, right? Praise the Most High, yeah. Praise his name. Yeah, Deuteronomy 32. It's a witness. It's a witness. Notice again, from verse 15. Let's read that Jeshurun one again. From verse 15 down to verse 18. Notice it again. Notice it. But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat, thou art grown thick, thou art forsaken the Most High which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils and not to the Most High, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom their fathers feared not. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten the Most High that formed thee. The nation is formed by the Most High. We didn't make ourselves. The Most High made us. We didn't decide to become the chosen people. He chose us as his chosen people. See? We didn't decide that the Messiah should come from the tribe of Judah. The Most High put the Messiah through the tribe of Judah. He had him come through that tribe. It wasn't us. No. He made us. Just like he made Adam and Eve and all humankind, he made his chosen people. But the rest of the earth has forsaken him, and then we forsook him. Our fathers did. We were unmindful and forgot who he was. And we start worshiping other gods. Gods of wood and stone. Christianity gods. Islamic gods. Judaism gods. money gods. We start worshiping these gods, right? Gods that our fathers knew not. Our fathers didn't know nothing about no Christian church. No, you don't read nowhere in Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob, or Moses' history where they had a Christian church. You don't read that nowhere. They have no institution nowhere. They had a nation. They had no institution nowhere. There was no place where they said, this is the name of our religion. Our religion is called Judaism. Nobody, no, that's some Caucasian people from Russia that made that one up. Ain't no Judaism in the Bible. They use the Bible for their fake religion. Ain't no Christianity in the Bible. They use the Bible for their fake religion. Ain't no Islam in the Bible. They use the Bible for their fake religion. No, the Most High introduced our people to himself by calling his name. My name, Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, I am that I am. Yahweh, Yah exists. That's my name. Yah. That's how he introduced himself. And this is my covenant. Obey it. That's what he said. And here's my spirit. Dwell in it, walk in it, live in it. This is my spirit. That's what he did. Praise the Most High Yah. And we decided, first, with all that, to worship other gods. That's amazing. We decided to worship other gods, the gods of the nations around us. Brothers and sisters, we still looking at the nations around us, aren't we? We're still looking at that. We want what they have, don't we? We want to be Rothschild. Tell the truth. You want to be Rothschild, don't you? You want to be like Rothschild, right? You want to be him. You want to be like Bill Gates, don't you? You want to be Bill Gates, be the richest person on earth, don't you? You tell the truth. That's what you want. Huh? Shoot. Nah. The children of Israel don't want nothing to do with that. Not the true children. Don't get fooled with that foolishness, man. Our fathers did. We're not worshiping their gods. We don't serve the same gods they serve. We don't want nothing to do with that. That's their business. That's not our business. Our Father's taking care of his business. Right now, Messiah is working with our Father in the most holy place to seal the 144,000. They're working diligently on this project. This is a project that's been in the making from the beginning of time. And now, here we are. We exist just like they exist. And we exist at the end of time here. And they are working on us, preparing us with the spirit of the Most High Yah, with righteousness and truth. They're preparing us to stand through these last days of the history of this sinful planet. We're going to stand through it, brothers and sisters. Praise the Most High. That's why he's not allowing us to get fat in this earth. We don't control the earth. We're not on top of the world. We're not part of the committee of 300. We're not the high echelon of the Freemasons. We're not the upper echelon of the Roman Catholic Church. Oh, they got black archbishops, but them Hamites. Ain't no Hebrew in there. Them Hamites. And not only that, they never gonna be Pope. That ain't gonna happen. Okay. Closest you're gonna get is this Jesuit one they got in there right there. And that don't really matter to us. That's their business. Okay, that's their business. It got nothing to do with us. Okay. We are following the covenant of the Most High, who has chosen Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's children as his chosen people. That's right. We are following that one. That Most High. His name is Yah. You can call him Ahaya if you want. You can call him Yahweh if you want, because that's his name. Okay. You could call him, some people call him Yeshua or Yahuwah. Okay, go ahead with Yahuwah. Go ahead, call him that. But you know who he is. That's who we following. We're not following nobody's religion. Ain't no name for us. There's one name. It's the nation of Yasha'ah. That's our name. We're a nation. You say, well, if you got a nation, where your land at? There's strangers on our land right now. Our land is polluted with sin. It's got to be cleansed. You got to cleanse the land. And before he cleanses the land, he's going to cleanse us, cleansing us from all our sin. Then he's going to seal us with his perfectly righteous spirit of holiness and truth. And once he seals us with that spirit, he's going to send us out. He's going to send us out. That's right. Hey, that's all right. People call him Yahuwah. That's no problem. People call him Yahweh. That's what I call him. That's no problem. Even there's some people call him Yahweh. I don't like that one, but hey, you want to call him Yahweh. You don't know any better. Go ahead. That's all right. Go ahead, do that. But Yah is the key phrase here. Yah is the key phrase here. That's his name. Okay. Yahweh means Yah exists. Yah exists. Even Yahuwah means Yah exists. They just say it differently. Yah exists. That's what it means. Yah exists. His name is Yah. That's exactly right. It's better to call him by his name than to say, well, I'm going to call him Lord and God. And his name really doesn't matter. His name really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we call him. You don't call him an SOB, do you? That's what some of them Ashkenazis call him. You don't call him that, huh? You don't call him SOB. You can't just call him anything. Names matter. The Most High wouldn't have Adam have a name if his name didn't matter. Adam had a name, called him Adam, right? Adam. He called him Adam. That's his name. That's his name. Adam had children, called them by names, didn't he? Huh? There you go. So they got a name. And that started from the Most High. He called our enemy a name, Asatan. That's his name. Asatan, the enemy, the adversary. That's his name. Asatan, the devil. Asatan, that's his name. The adversary. And he's going to be destroyed. He's going to be crushed soon. Brothers and sisters, let us turn back to the covenant of the Most High Yah. Let's turn back. It's going to be a rough ride. There's no question it's going to be a rough ride. I just need y'all to understand the ride's going to be rough. But the Most High promised us we're going to get through it. He's going to get us through it. The Bible says, let me show you this. We're going to finish today. We're going to stop here at verse 18. And we're going to look at Psalm. Notice this. Psalm 34. Psalm 34. Know what it says in Psalm 34. Notice what it says in Psalm 34. Psalm 34 is a powerful psalm. The whole psalm is just powerful, man. It really is. But I'm not going to read the whole psalm. Notice again, I'm gonna start at verse 16 and go down to verse 22. This is promises of the word that we need to keep for ourselves as the chosen people of the Most High Yah. Okay, we need to keep these promises. It's by these promises, by keeping the promises and understanding that our Most High God is perfect in righteousness and truth, and there's no darkness in him, for us to understand that we can be partakers of divine nature through the Most High Son, Yahweh Shai. Notice again, verse 16. The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and Yahweh heareth, and delivered them out of all their troubles. Yahweh is nigh unto them that are a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Many, how many? Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivereth them out of them all. He keepeth all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Yahweh redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. That's a promise. So when we understand who we are, and we awaken to the truth of the nation, the scattered people, and we come into the covenant relationship with the Most High, we enter into covenant to keep covenant with him by his spirit. He says, many are the afflictions of the righteous. We're going to get afflicted. There's no question. But it also says he delivers us out of all of them. Evil is going to slay the wicked. See? As we said last week, we say it again. The earth is at war with righteousness, and the earth is going to lose. The earth is at war with righteousness, and the earth is going to lose. Righteousness is going to win. And those that are on the side of righteousness are going to win with righteousness. You understand? And so the covenant of Yah is a covenant of righteousness. His spirit is a spirit of righteousness. His people are a people born from righteousness. Praise the Most High Yah. Righteousness is going to win. I don't care how many guns they have. I don't care how many crowds they assemble of millions of people. I don't care how many popes they have. It don't matter. Righteousness is going to win. It's not going to lose. Praise the Most High. Let's have a word of prayer.